Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about action of ammonium hydroxide on metallic salt solution. In the previous video, we discussed about how sodium hydroxide act on metallic salt solution to produce precipitated hydroxide. Actually, these precipitated hydroxide are colored hydroxide. On the basis of color of these precipitated hydroxide, we recognize the different cations present into the salt solution. In this way, qualitative analysis is done. In the same way, we will also study how ammonium hydroxide act on metallic salt solution to produce precipitated hydroxide. So let us see. First of all, we will understand the action of ammonium hydroxide on calcium salt. First on calcium salt. This reaction is exceptional, that's why very important. Actually, if you talk about reaction of calcium salt with ammonium hydroxide, this reaction is not possible. Because ammonium hydroxide is a type of weak base. It do not produce as much hydroxide which can precipitate calcium salt, because due to the nature of weak base, it dissociate into hydroxide and ammonium ion at a very low extent. It means a very low amount of ammonium hydroxide will be produced on dissociation, which is not enough to convert this calcium salt into calcium hydroxide. That's why this reaction is not possible. So no precipitation occur. You will write no precipitation occur. Why no precipitation occur? I told you all. Why no precipitation occur? I told you all. Who will tell why? Yes. Let's see. It is because ammonium hydroxide is a type of weak base which on dissociation produce low amount of hydroxide radical, which is not enough to precipitate this calcium salt into calcium hydroxide. That's why no precipitation occurs. Right? In this way you will write in your notebook. Clear? Second, we will understand how iron salt undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide. Iron salt may be the salt of Fe2 plus as well as it may be the salt of Fe3 plus. So let us understand first Fe2 plus salt. For example, ferrous sulfate. We have taken the solution of ferrous sulfate. It undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide NH4OH to produce Fe2 plus, SO4 minus, plus and minus. It is a type of double displacement reaction, means mutual exchange of radicals takes place. Here 2 plus, this 2 plus can be cancelled by minus. Here we are having only 1 minus, so we have to put a stoichiometric coefficient 2, so that we have 2 OH minus radical. Now this 2 OH minus radical will cancel 2 plus charge of Fe. So resultant FeOH whole twice will form. Okay, after that we have SO4 2 minus. This 2 minus will be cancelled by NH4 2 plus. Okay, so product will be NH4 whole twice SO4. This is precipitate iron second hydroxide. Right? Iron second hydroxide is, earlier I have told you all, dirty green color precipitate. Dirty green color PPT. Okay? And in the trick I told you all, ferrous ion is green color. It is green color. Right? Now come at reaction of ammonium hydroxide with Fe3 plus salt, like FeCl3 plus ammonium hydroxide NH4OH. We have taken the solution of FeCl3. It undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide. 3 plus minus plus and minus. Mutual exchange of radical will take place. Plus with minus and minus with plus. Resultant we have FeOH whole thrice plus. See, here 3 plus is present on Fe. So to cancel this 3 plus, we need 3 OH minus. That's why we have to put stoichiometric coefficient 3 here. Now we have 3 OH minus. It will cancel 3 plus charge over iron. Resultant FeOH whole thrice will form. Okay. Now this 3Cl minus will undergo combination with 3 ammonium plus to form ammonium chloride. How much ammonium chloride will form? 3 molecule of ammonium chloride salt will form. Okay, so precipitate of iron third hydroxide is formed. It is reddish brown color. Reddish brown color. So if reddish brown color precipitate is formed, okay, it indicates that Fe3 plus ion is present into the salt. Right? Now come at copper. Salt of copper. Salt of copper. Let us take a soluble salt of copper. You can say copper sulfate. We have taken copper sulfate solution. It undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide. Very important reaction. It completes in 2 steps. First of all, we take low volume of ammonium hydroxide. It undergo reaction to produce copper second hydroxide plus ammonium sulfate NH4 whole twice SO4. This is precipitate, pale blue or light blue in color. Light blue in color. Right? So if light blue precipitate is formed, it indicates copper may be present into the salt solution. When excess of ammonium hydroxide is added further, excess of ammonium hydroxide is added to this particular reaction, this precipitated ammonium hydroxide converted into complex salt. Okay, so copper tetramine second sulfate SO4 will form other complex salt. Tetraamine copper second sulfate. Right? Tetraamine copper second sulfate will be the product here. Plus 4 molecule of water. 4 molecule of water. I hope you people are understanding. When only ammonium hydroxide, here reaction is in between copper second hydroxide, ammonium sulfate and ammonium hydroxide. Clear? When only it undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide, not with this ammonium sulfate. Means reaction of copper hydroxide with ammonium hydroxide. It produces tetramine copper hydroxide. Tetramine copper hydroxide. Let's see how. In previous reaction, people have seen that reaction was in between copper hydroxide plus ammonium sulfate plus ammonium hydroxide, and product was tetraamine copper second sulfate. Right? But when only ammonium hydroxide undergo reaction, only ammonium hydroxide NH4OH, it produces tetraamine copper hydroxide. Tetraamine copper hydroxide. Right? Make it balance. You have to put here stoichiometric coefficient 4 plus 4 water molecule will form. 4 water molecule will form. Right? Clear? Now come at reaction with zinc salt. Reaction with zinc salt. Let us take a soluble salt of zinc, you can say zinc sulfate. These salts also undergo reaction in two steps. When low volume of ammonium hydroxide is taken, it produces zinc hydroxide precipitate, which is gelatinous in color, gelatinous white in color. Further, when excess of ammonium hydroxide is added to the reaction, it forms a complex salt. So let's see how reaction takes place. Zinc sulfate plus ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. It produces zinc hydroxide, ZnOH whole twice, plus ammonium sulfate, NH4 whole twice SO4. Let's see how reaction is taking place. 2 plus 2 minus plus and minus. Mutual exchange of radical will take place. Here 2 plus is present, but to make it balanced, we have to put stoichiometric coefficient 2 here. This OH minus will combine with Zn to form ZnOH whole twice. Okay, now we have ammonium sulfate. This NH4, 2 NH4 plus will combine with this sulfate radical to form ammonium sulfate. When further excess of this ammonium hydroxide is added, excess of ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, this gelatinous color precipitate dissolve into this excess ammonium hydroxide to form complex salt, tetraamine zinc second sulfate. The product will be tetraamine zinc second sulfate plus water molecule. I hope you people are understanding how reaction is taking place, right? Here we will take 2 molecules and product will be 4. Clear? Similarly, it can also form tetraamine zinc hydroxide. When reaction will take place in between zinc hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide only, not this ammonium sulfate, right? Let's see reaction of ammonium hydroxide with lead salt. Let us take lead nitrate, a soluble salt of lead. It undergo reaction with ammonium hydroxide, 2 plus minus plus and minus. To cancel this 2 plus we need 2 minus, but only 1 OH minus we have. That's why we will put stoichiometric coefficient 2 here. Now product will be lead hydroxide at chalky white color precipitate plus ammonium nitrate, 2 molecule. This is chalky white color PPT. Right? So that's all about how ammonium hydroxide act on metallic salt solution to produce hydroxide in the form of precipitate, and that precipitate help in the recognition of different cations present into the salt. Okay, thank you.